seems, though.
I don't give a fuck. Jones is not Melvin Gordon.
He's only in his second year.
I don't care.
Hold on.
You know he can play in that environment. You know he can strive. And if you give Aaron Rodgers a quarterback, he can easily use him as a safety blanket. He'll acknowledge that he can catch out of the backfield. And he gives you a runner that can run up the tackles. You know what you're getting at him.
I got a good landing spot in my opinion.
Who?
The Bears.
Tyree Cohen.
Yeah, they've got 3 running backs that they have a struggle with finding who they're going to play now.
Right. They had Howard.
I mean, they could trade a bunch for
Didn't
one.
seem to be a good scheme fit. Obviously, who's their head coach? Why can't I remember this?
Nagy?
Nagy.
Nagy wants a back that can catch. He's made that more than obvious. Howard had pretty stone hands at times. So Gordon fits in there like a glove, in my opinion. They've got an offense that's starting to surge, starting to figure it out. And, Cohen is decent. He's definitely a great receiver, but definitely not big enough to be an every down back. He's, every time he runs up the middle, I feel like he's just going to get murdered. And I don't see the other two as really anything special so far. I mean, yeah, it's early, but Gordon's an instant upgrade for that offense. And they could. What's up?
I don't think so. I don't think he'd fit well because they have a balance in what they want at running backs. Their other running backs are Mike Davis, who's a big bruising back, so you need a third down guy. He's there. Cohen is your first and second down guy, and if you need someone to come in on a
first and second down guy, get out of here. He is not a first and second down guy.
I mean,
the guy that gets murdered, you can't run it up the gut unless you want like 2.5 yards each time with Davis.
But they don't run. They're not a team that runs up the gut. That's not what they do. That's not what they've done for the last few years. They're an off-tackle speed team.
He does give them that.
Melvin Gordon does more than that, but he does that as well. He is dynamic, and none of their running backs are dynamic.
It does give them a 3. It gives them a 3 down back or 4 down back that 3 down, 4 down back. It gives you an every down back that you would have, and you could trade away some of those for other assets. So I see the point that he's making. It gives you everything you're looking for in one player rather than in 2 or 3. That being said, because it kind of tips the hand when you have the certain running back out there, you should know what's coming based on that. So I see Dan is making a solid point there. A team that has a similar problem that could use Melvin Gordon to get rid of that bullshit would be the Seahawks.
Yeah, they have a bit of a confusing situation too. Who they have what's his name? Chris Carson
and Rashad Penny.
Yeah, and Rashad Penny is a future star in this league. I really think so.
That's fine, but he hasn't done shit.
Well, he hasn't been really in the league very long.
Yeah, neither of them seem able to separate themselves from the other, which is problematic because one of them needs to take a step, and if they don't, then you're SOL. One of them needs to really step it up this season for the Seahawks to have any kind of on offense.
Yeah, I completely agree. I like Rashad Penny, statistically the best running back in college football history. But
that's great. That doesn't mean it translates to the NFL.
You're right.
Running backs always take well, not always, but usually take a couple of years. There are obvious exceptions, like
Zeke.
Saquon and Zeke, but usually it takes most running backs coming out of college have a pretty rough rookie season, start to figure it out sophomore year in the league, and then by their third year they start to take a step. So,
i.e. Melvin Gordon.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I also think that the main reason that you see that, too, is because the game is so much faster at the pro level than it ever will be at the college level. I don't care what conference or division you're in. The game is just so much faster as a pro.
Oh no, you're absolutely right, because college, while they still like to run the spread offenses, running backs are very heavily used in spread offenses, and they have been for a long time. Just your team, Oregon, Dan O'Shea. We'll talk about them in a little bit, but look at the running backs that have come out of Oregon that have just been awesome running backs in college and don't really jive in the NFL. Kenyon Barner, LaMichael James, they're spread running backs. They're not used in the NFL the same way. But
right,
there's more than just Melvin Gordon.
A couple other teams I could see trading for Gordon. Do you guys have any?
One other that I was just thinking about, the Panthers.
No
With
way. Why would they do that when they have McCaffrey?
Oh, you're right.
That's like I could see that
I
last year.
I forgot about McCaffrey. Never mind.
No.
Yeah, I mean, he was hurt, so that would have made a little bit of sense last year. But from all reports, he's coming back.
He's a fucking rock.
Mostly help. Yeah, they're putting him on like. I think they're gonna limit him a little bit, because if they don't, he's just gonna run headfirst into everything.
I completely forgot about Christian McCaffrey. My bad.
Yeah,
my bad, people.
They also realized that they could use him as an actual running back and not just like a passing back. And McCaffrey can strive there. I would imagine that. I mean, if it wasn't for that, then yeah, you'd be right. But with McCaffrey, I think that they're going to focus more on McCaffrey going forward.
I'm just so used to the Panthers
never having a running back.
Piecing like 3 running backs together in the backfield. You know what? They did that for like 10 years.
Yeah.
But
keeping it in that division, I could see possibly Tampa Bay exploring that, because they need all the help they can get. Peyton Barber and Jones. Jones. I don't even remember his first name. I mean, I'm sure Arians has said that they're happy with their running backs, but you're not happy with Peyton Barber. No way are you happy with Peyton Barber as your top running back.
I don't know. Bruce Arians does like to do weird shit with weird players, so I wouldn't be happy with him as my top running back.
Another team that would probably be interested, but would never, like, there wouldn't be a conversation about it just because of the way the divisions break down, but Denver would be interested.
Not a chance. Not a chance. They love that they have Philip Lindsay for less than $500,000 a season.
Well, yeah.
They're not going to pay Melvin Gordon.
Who's their other running back? I heard he's tearing it up this preseason so far. What's his name?
For the Broncos?
Royce Freeman.
Royce Freeman was he was okay last year, but Philip Lindsay
they also
really
went out and got Devontae Jackson.
Yeah.
Running back to, I mean, they're fine. Never mind, they don't need him.
Yeah, they're set. Dan O'Shea, how could you forget Royce Freeman?
Huh?
How could you forget Royce Freeman?
I'm not doing too many mock drafts yet, so I'm not caught up on everything right now.
But
I'm taking it easy. August is now starting, so I'm about to get heavy into fantasy again. But yeah, Royce Freeman and Peyton. Goddamn,
Philip Lindsay.
Philip Lindsay. I don't know why I was thinking someone else. Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman, they said they're trying to get them to a 50-50 split. So I think they're very happy with their running backs, because obviously Lindsay was really dominant. And if they think that Freeman can do a 50-50 split with him, then he's got to be doing real well.
And like I said, they love that their starting running back was an undrafted free agent, because they've got him on a...
Same thing as far as division, though. The Raiders would do it.
Oh, I don't know.
You're not running Doug Martin.
No, you're not. But I don't know that Gruden would want to do that, though.
I think Gruden would take anything he can get his hand on that he likes.
Have you heard he's really liking Nate Peterman?
Oh my goodness.
He said that Nate Peterman is really starting to grow on him. Like a fungus?
I was going to say, cancers grow, but it doesn't mean it's a good thing.
Right. So let's switch off of Melvin Gordon because we got a lot more to cover. Michael Thomas
Got
fucking paid. And the Atlanta Falcons have said that their new plan is to make Julio the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, which means he's getting more than $100 million, unless they do a shorter deal.
Yeah, but 5 years, 100.
Julio.
7th season, 8th season, maybe.
I think he's much older than that. I don't know why.
Because he just seems like it. He was dominating the league at wide receiver for 5 years.
2011 draft. So this is 8th season. He's 30.
Okay. I could see them giving him a 4-year deal and making it the highest per year.
But still, Michael Thomas, 4 years, $100 million. 5 years, $100 million.
5 years. Yeah, but given the way that he's been performing the last 2 years, in my opinion, he is deserving of it. And obviously the Saints knew they had to get it done. They didn't want him to not be at practice, and they knew that come week 1, they were going to need him. So they weren't playing around. And quite frankly, it was probably the most pressing need to sign anyway. So the situation presented itself, and it just worked out well that everyone agreed it needed to get done.
Yeah. I had a thought earlier today, and before you yell at me, Tony, because I know it's about to come, let me say everything that I wanted to say. I was wondering, I know Michael Thomas is a great wide receiver, possibly the best, maybe not in the NFL. There's an argument. He's definitely top 5.
Well, he's top 3 in the NFL.
But I was thinking, is he really that good, or is he that good / great because he plays inside with Drew Brees 8 of his 16 games? He's got one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time throwing to him. Like, if you put him with we'll say another good quarterback, if you put him with Matthew Stafford in Detroit, is he top 3 wide receiver in the NFL?
I still think so, because it's about him getting open.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, if you watch his tape, that's what he does. He separates.
Okay.
Yeah, he's great at top pointing the ball and rising up to get it. He wins a lot of one-on-one battles, or high pointing rather. With Stafford, would he be as good? Probably not quite to the same level, but I think you'd see something like if he was with like a really bad quarterback, you'd see something like DeAndre Hopkins, where he still gets targeted all day, but he's not quite as productive just because you can only do so much as a receiver when your quarterback is trash. So yeah, Drew Brees and Domes certainly help. But without, I think he'd still be extremely good.
I'm also going to make this point. He has had 5 drops since he's gotten into the NFL. 5. That is tied for second amongst players who have been targeted 400 or more times.
That is...
Dude catches everything, which makes him extremely valuable. Also, he doesn't get fucking hurt. Wide receivers get hurt over small shit all the time.
I care way more about the hurt thing than the drops thing.
Yeah, it's availability. You need to be there because your presence on the field changes what the defense does.
Like, people used to get pissed off with T.O. all